Good afternoon, folks. This afternoon's topic is aging is outpacing youth in care needs. Okay, so that's what we're going to discuss this afternoon for A. Please join me in today's discussion A. Aging is outpacing youth in care needs. That headline reflects a dramatic societal shift captured in the article for the first time in the U.S. history. There are more workers caring for older adults than for young children. This signals a turning point that's reshaping caregiving responsibilities, workplace dynamics, and public policy. Here's how the page content unpacks it. Okay, then the title, guys, is Aging is Outpacing Youth in Care Needs. Okay, over 23 million Americans now care for older adults, surprising the 21 million caring for preschool children. This demographic shift is expected to grow rapidly by 2050. Nearly 1/4 of the U.S. population will be 65 or older. Okay. Next section is why employers need to step up. Caregivers often juggle demanding jobs with intense responsibilities at home. Many companies haven't adapted their benefits to support elder care like they have for child care. Experts suggest elder care support like paid leave, flexible hours, and caregiver benefits will become essential for employee retention and productivity. Government role. Public policy hasn't caught up with the reality of widespread elder care needs. There's a shortage of professional caregivers, high cost for assisted living, and limited coverage for in-home care. Proposed legislation like tax credits and expanded retirement options for caregivers exist, but hasn't been widely adopted. Emotional and financial toll. Unpaid caregiving by family members is estimated at 600 billion in value, but comes with significant emotional and financial stress. People in their peak earning years, ages 45 to 64, are disproportionately affected, often cutting hours, dipping into retirement savings, or leaving their jobs. The call to action. Much like when women entered the workforce in the 70s and childcare became a policy priority, elder care is now demanding similar attention. The headline urges both governments and employers to build infrastructures and support systems for caregiving, not just for aging parents, but also for society at large. Considering your work in frailty aware care models and memory friendly housing, this shift is right in your wheelhouse. It ties deeply into your emphasis on equality and systematic reform. Would you like to explore how predictive behavioral algorithms or interdisciplinary rehab strategies could be leveraged to relieve family caregiver burdens? Their caregiving shift toward older adults carries profound societal consequences, economic, cultural, and ethical. Let's unpack the ripple effects. Redefining family roles and gender norms. Adult children, especially women, are now more likely to care for aging parents than younger children. This reinforces the sandwich generation dynamic, where people care for both kids and elders simultaneously, reshaping notions of family support and multi generational living. It pressures gender roles in new ways, especially for midlife women balancing career, parenting, and elder care. Okay. Then, folks, we get into the economic realignment and labor challenges. Lost wages and career interruptions among caregivers, mostly ages 45 to 64, are shifting productivity and increasing retirement insecurity. Companies must companies must reconsider workforce strategies, flexibility, mental health mental health resources, and elder care benefits will define future uh, competitiveness. As professional caregiving demand surges, we're seeing labor shortages, wage uh, compression, and burnout among health aides. Okay, in the next section, policy, prioritization, and public infrastructure. Governments must shift along-standing policy priorities from child-focused care to elder-focused. Support through tax incentives, Medicaid expansion, and housing reforms. This raises moral and fiscal questions about how we allocate public resources. Should elder care be treated like child care, a shared societal duty? Okay, then we're going to get into ethical implications, equality gaps. Families with lower incomes face higher caregiving burdens with fewer supports options, exacerbating racial, geographic, and wealth-based discrepancies. Ethical frameworks must evolve to balance autonomy, dignity, and collective responsibility, especially in frailty-aware models and end-of-life care. Folks, this is a real big issue for seniors because there's going to be more seniors than young people. Okay. Next page. Give me 1 second, please. There's a philosophical pivot underway. Aging isn't just a medical issue, it's a societal phenomenon demanding compassion and shared investments. Housing and community design, urban planning must adapt. Memory-friendly housing, co-housing models, and smart aging infrastructures become essential. This dovetails with your work on integrating accessibility and therapeutic design into everyday environments. It's a transformation echoing systematic shifts like the rise of childcare in the 1970s or disability rights in the 1990s. Would you like to explore how predictive technologies such as behavioral algorithms could proactively identify caregiving strain, or how community-based day programs might offset institutional gaps? Okay. The caregiving shift toward older adults is triggering a quiet economic upheaval across multiple layers of society. Here's a detailed look at its effects. Household and workforce disruption. 600 billion in unpaid care value. Family caregivers, often mid-career workers, are spending time and money without formal compensation. Many reduce work hours, exit the workforce, or tap into retirement savings early, come promising long-term financial stability, compromising long-term financial stability. This particularly affects workers aged 45 to 64, often at the peak of their earning potential. Okay, fiscal pressure on public systems, Medicaid expansion, and elder care benefits are now pressing demands, yet federal and state budgets lag behind the caregiving reality. Raising elder care costs, e.g., assisted living, in home support, create gaps that public funds aren't adequately filling. The shortage of paid caregivers also means higher wages and recruitment costs, intensifying healthcare system strain. Employer level impacts, employee retention and productivity suffer when caregiving demands go unsupported. Elder care related absences and burnout increase HR costs. Companies are being urged to mirror child care benefits, paid leave flexibility, schedules, flexible schedules, counseling for elder care. Future workforce planning will hinge on caregiver-friendly workspaces as aging demographics rise. Okay, macroeconomic trends. Caregiving shifts, alters consumption patterns, more spending on health care, home modifications, remote monitoring, tech, and less on childcare related services. Just a minute, folks. Gotta fix something. Be right with you. Okay, I'm going to grab my notes. Shrinking labor per, participation from caregivers affects GDP growth, pension funding, and Social Security projections. Long term could spur growth in sectors like aging, tech, smart housing, and therapeutic services, all right in your zone of expertise. This isn't just a pocketbook issue, it's restructuring industries, fiscal strategies, and labor practices. Want to dig into how memory friendly urban planning or assistive tech startups could uh, emerge as a major economic drivers in this caregiving era. Absolutely. Assistive technologies are rapidly transforming the caregiving industry, folks. Like uh, instead of doing paperwork for your attendant, you push a button to okay their hours, for example. Whereas it used to be that if you had a caregiver come in to your house or services, you'd fill out a sheet for them on a daily basis. Now it's just push a button to okay their hours, or to approve their time with you. The person to person um, way things used to be is slowly going out the window. It's also happening in uh, in elder care also. Landscapes, especially for older adults. Here's a created section of innovations that align with your interest in memory friendly design, neuro rehabilitation, and ethical smart housing integration. Societal or socially assistive robots. Robots like Elio, LEQ, Paro, and Robo Helper offer companionship, medication reminders, and emergency alert things for elderly. Uh, some systems like some systems use AI direct mood changes in prompting or and prompt care or prompt con- cognitive uh, engagements, ideal for supporting autonomy without replacing human empathy. Like I said before, folks, in my mind, uh, robotics doesn't need to be in elder care. Elder care needs to stay person to person. As far as I'm concerned, elderly people need the interaction with a person, not a computer. Okay, next section. Cognitive monitoring and memory support. Wearables and sensors track sleep, movement, and behavior to flag early signs of cognitive decline. Then the information feeds back to a computer. It's like I just said, computers don't need to be in elder care, folks. They're missing the point when that happens. Sure, it's a convenience, but it takes away from person to person centered care like people are used to doing. Elderly people need a person to person approach, not computers. Mm-mm. Okay, so then the next section is smart calendars and voice assistants like memory enhanced Alexa skills help with daily routines and orientation. Integrate seamless with memory friendly housing layouts you're exploring. Now, if you're talking like things like Alexa, if the whole house is tied into her, and if the elderly person has let's say they have a necklace that they could, talk to her with if they're falling on the floor and things, that's a great system. But like I said, elder care needs to stay focused on person to person centered care. It doesn't need computerized things built into the nursing home per se. Um, when you start to put computerized things in elder care, things get messed up. Meaning that, okay, so then you may have a computerized med cart come around and give people meds. Well, the computer could screw up somebody's dosage. That stuff needs to stay person centered care wise. Okay. Um. Let's see. Integrates seamlessly with memory friendly housing layouts you're exploring. Then the next section, guys, is smart home integration for aging in place. Now, if there's an elderly person or family or a couple that is still staying at their house, I believe in wiring their house so that a smart speaker like Alexa could get them emergency services. Or if they have like a sensor built into the system, those are great. But like I said, they're invading in elder care because the person to person centered care that it was once that way is no longer that way. So then, things could get messed up if you use a computer to communicate with residents, or if the computer is passing out meds, they could give the person a wrong dosage. Okay, kitchen systems monitor appliance usage and alert for safety risks. Pairs well with therapeutic design principles like dance therapy zones or mindfulness corners. Then you've got predictive behavior algorithms, platforms like care predict, and live and use data to anticipate aggression, caregiver burnout, or health changes. Support supports proactive innovation and personalized care plans. A natural extension of your work in frailty aware frameworks and occupational therapy. Okay, next section, guys, is therapeutic tech interface. Like I said, my feeling is that computers need to stay out of elder care. It needs to stay person to person. Okay. Apps combining CBT, music therapy, and movement routines tailored for dementia or TBI recovery. Virtual reality platforms enable reimmerse therapy and guided stress relief. Supports interdisciplinary rehab, particularly neuroplasticity driven models you're evaluating. Okay, here you go. Next section is remote caregiving support networks. Platforms like Papa and Care Coach connect elder adults with trained companions via voice chat or video calls. Guys, you need to leave the computerized equipment out of elder care. In my mind, it has no place in elder care because those folks don't understand a computer. They understand one-on-one, in-person care. They don't understand a computer because that wasn't in their generation when they grew up. It's not supposed to be in elder care in my mind. Okay, it's good for computers in elder care. Okay, they're good for keeping track of somebody's schedule or timesheet so that nobody messes up their time or what they're supposed to do for duties. Those are what computers are good for in elder care, not for anything else. Because you lose the one-on-one personality with people. You lose the interaction with a person for elder care. Okay. Next sheet. Offers respite care and emotional buffer for family caregivers. Okay, next section. This ecosystem isn't just gadgetry. It's about restoring dignity, predictability, and personalized care. Want to explore how these might fit into a community-based adult day program evaluation, or how we could sketch a prototype for a memory-friendly smart home interface that also tracks caregiver well-being. Absolutely. There's a rich frontier of assistive technologies emerging to support caregivers, especially those dealing with frailty, neurodegeneration, and memory related challenges. Let's expand the toolbox with some lesser known, impactful innovations. Privacy preserving sensor networks, non-invasive room sensor track motion, temperature, and activity trends without video or audio, ideal for protecting dignity, memory friendly environments. Use AI to direct patterns like sleep disruption or early signs of aggression, enabling discrete interventions. I have my doubts about computerized things being in elder care, because I've seen too often where the computer screws up people's dosage or meds or different things of that nature. So my feeling is that elder care should be still person to person centered care. Interoperable care platforms, unidentified dashboards, Ella Care Smarts, 360 consolidate data from wearables, smart homes, and clinical records. Support collaborative decision making across occupational therapies. Neurologists and family caregivers aligns well with your in, interdisciplinary frameworks. Okay, neuroadaptive interfaces. Devices adjust music, lighting, or tactical feedback in real time based on the user's cognitive load or emotional state. Potential applications in concussions, recovery, or sensory sensitivity, dementia care environments right within your sphere of research. AI powered communication tools. Tools like Voice It help individuals with speech impediments communicate. Now, that when it comes to people that have communication problems, I believe in using a speech board or computers for. But like I said, for care, for one-on-one care, computers have no place for that. It has to be a person to person approach. Clearly, using customized AI models that learn their own their unique voice patterns, facilities facilitates engagement and autonomy, especially in post TBI scenarios or advanced dementia. Virtual caregiver training and simulation. VR VR based models like embodied labs immerse caregivers in the experience of aging vision aging aging vision loss or cognitive decline, enhancing empathy and skill building, especially used for adult daycare staff or home health aides you might be evaluating. Okay, behavioral nudging apps is next. Apps like True Alta or Dream offer advanced based micro innovations to prompt activity, hydration, or relaxation. Great for great for embedding therapeutic routines in daily caregiving without feeling clinical. Uh, Biometric predictive tools. Devices like Zebro Balance Scale assesses fall risk using gait and stability analysis. Integrates with broader frailty assessments and can flag transitions in physical vulnerability. Would you like to explore how these could be woven into a prototype for memory supportive smart home, or maybe sketch out an evaluation model for assistive tech? Adaptation, adopt, ad, adoption in rural elder care settings. I can even help map out societal ripple effects from scaling these innovations. Effectiveness matrix metrics for assistive technologies, especially those supporting caregivers and older adults, go far beyond technical performance. They measure impact across emotional, clinical, financial, and social dimensions. Let's break down the main categories and how they're typically assessed. Clinical and safety outcomes. Fall reduction rate. Percent percentage decrease in falls or near falls tracked via smart flooring or wearables. Emergency response time. Time from incident detection to innovation vital in robotic and sensory or sensor-based systems, healthcare stabilization metrics, improvements in sleep, heart rate, uh, variability, or aggression levels in dementia, cognitive behavioral effectiveness, memory retention scores based on standardized tests before and after use of cognitive support tools, e.g., VR, smart reminders, behavioral patterns, accuracy, precision of predictive algorithms in flagging changes in daily habits or moods, engagement duration, time spent interacting with therapeutic apps or robotics often collate with positive mood shifts, caregiver burden reduction, hours served per week, quantifiable reduction in caregiving tasks due to information or support tools, self reported stress and burnout indicates, often measured using scales like uh, Xert Burden Interview or Caregiver Strain Index. Workforce retention rate, percentage of caregiving, percentage of caregiving, formal or informal, able to maintain employment while using tech support. Adoption rate in home and community settings. How often is tech maintained and used as intended after installation? Interface accessibility, rated or virtual contrast, tactile feedback, and cognitive load, especially for users with impairments, data interoperability score, ability to integrate across health systems, devices, and caregiver networks, economic and ROI indicators, cost avoidance, reduced ER visits, hospitalization, or professional care costs due to tech innovation, return on investment, or ROI, especially vital for institutional settings like adult daycare, folks. All right, last page. Centers adopting sensor tech or dashboards. Insurance reimbursement eligibility. Whether devices qualify under Medicaid, Medicare, or private coverage, often a proxy for validation. Given your work on in frailty aware care, and neural rehabilitation. I imagine you'd be particularly interested in matrix that capture uh, subtle progressions like aggression pattern shifts, neuroplastic responses, curves, or predictive alerts for caregiver fatigue. Want, want to sketch out a hypothetical evaluation framework for a smart housing pilot that integrates these dimensions. Okay, guys, so that is A for you. I will be back on shortly with B. Give me a bit for B, please, and I'll be back on with you. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.